guys, welcome back to my channel. Sass here. I'm here to do another review of Little Fires Everywhere. This is episode 2, okay? If you did not watch my previous episode, that's up. I'm going to make a whole playlist as I go. So I put up episode 1, this is episode 2, and I'm going to put up episode 3. I was going to put it up Tuesday, but I think I'm going to put it up Wednesday. I'm not sure yet, but just look out for it. Thank you for the love on the last review of Little Fires Everywhere. Y'all have been killing it! Showing me all kinds of love. To my new subscribers, hey, welcome to the family. Alright, so, Little Fires Everywhere. Okay, this episode is called Seeds and All, honey. I tell you, Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington, I mean, the acting! Giving me all kinds of things, honey. The acting, so good. So good. So we start off, doing a little flashback. We got this beat up old jalopy looking car. And who in it? Bobbing up and down, honey. Honey, we see a black woman and a black guy, honey, banging in this vehicle. Okay, and then we hear, a little baby in the background cooing, child. And so she was like, listen, you got to go. Okay? Take your feet to the street. Okay? I got to take care of this baby. I can't be having no banging going on. What was I thinking? So this black lady gets out. And whose name does she call the little baby? She says, oh, are you okay, Pearl? Now, this was in 1983 when they did the little flashback. Now, mind you, this is taking place now present in 97. Y'all do the math. Alright, now let's get back to present day. And we have the Richardsons, okay? There is Elena, the mother of the year child. She is running around packing the lunch and getting the kids together because it is the first day of school. Okay. And of course everything has to go well because it's the first day of school, because they have to take their first day of school pictures in the front yard, in front of the big beautiful suburban home, and everyone has to look and act perfect. Well, except Izzy. Honey, Izzy is in a world of her own, child. She don't want to take this picture, child. She already done burnt her hair up, honey, one side lopsided. But it's a cute little haircut. So we have Pearl. It's the first day of school for her, and she's with her mom, and this is when her mom breaks the news to her. She says, listen, I'll see you later at the Richardsons because I'm going to be doing a little light work there. And so Pearl was like, excuse me, what are you doing? What'd you say? You're going to be working for them. I mean, it was like, don't worry about it. Okay, get yourself off to school. It's all good. I love you. So, of course, Pearl is feeling some type of way about it because here is her mom working for the Richardsons. What's her mom doing working up in there? She a maid. Anyway, so they're outside, the Richardsons, taking this beautiful, perfect picture. And, of course, they're smiling. And then, Elena's like, smile, smile, smile. Okay, so here's Pearl. She was like, Pearl, get in. Get in, Pearl, child. Get in. Let's help Izzy. I mean, Izzy just standing there. So, of course, Pearl, she's like, get between the two boys. So, Pearl, she was like, oh, no, I can't, okay. So, she stands between Moody and Trip, child. So, they take the picture, okay? And off to school we go, all right? So, of course, Moody is excited to be with Pearl. He got a little crush on Pearl, okay? Pearl, she got her own thing going on. Okay, and then there's Izzy. We know that Izzy has a conflict with the mean girls, honey. All right, and somebody had put a picture of Ellen inside of Izzy's locker, because I guess they're saying that Izzy is liking the girls. Okay, so we get on with school, and there's Pearl. Pearl is inside talking to her guidance counselor. Her guidance counselor is a complete jerk. Okay, he keeps bringing up Izzy coming from Cleveland and how Izzy must be dumb and how Izzy need to stay in the remedial classes. How dare you want to go to the AP classes? Don't you know you colors can't read or write? So, of course, he's making Izzy feel bad for for trying to improve herself because she's black, okay? All right, we're not going to change your classes. You in geometry, you're going to take geometry again because you're in a new school. So you have to take, the same classes. We ain't back here in Cleveland, okay? So, of course, he makes her feel a little bit bad. And he was like, do you have to pay for your lunch? Don't you have to pay for your lunch? Here's your little lunch form. Fill it out. You'll get 20 cents off your sandwich. Honey, that guy, this counselor needed a headbutt. That's what he needed. But anyway, so, Izzy is so Pearl is disappointed because she wants to go to Algebra 2. She don't want to stay in geometry. She wants to move up a peg. Okay? So we have Elena and Mia. Mia's at Elena's house, getting her, duties of what she's supposed to do as a house manager, okay? And so Elena was like, listen, just do a little light cleaning, fold a little laundry, do a little dusting, that's all I really, need for you to do. But, if you can stick around, put some together, I'm having a little book club tonight, and child, after everyone leaves, you clean up a little bit, that would be great. That would be fantastic. And of course, Mia was like, sure, okay, why not? And so she was like, okay, well, here's some dirty dishes, and I got to get running, to work. So if you can clean that up. And so Mia was like, the devil is a lie. She says, listen, mornings don't work good for me. I got things to do at home. I'm an artist, okay? That's when I do my best work is in the morning. So I just come on by here in the afternoon, and I take care of them nasty dishes. And so Elena was like, I really don't like dirty dishes in my sink. I mean, if you could, Mia said, I said what I said. Okay, I will come back in the afternoon. And so Elena was like, oh, okay, fine. Oh, okay, great. I'm thinking to myself, Mia, how you gonna be up in this woman's house telling this woman that you working for who gonna pay you what you can and what you can't do? Boy, I cracked up over that part. And of course, Elena, she's not gonna push too hard because, hey, okay, she's trying to have some type of relationship with Mia, good or bad. And plus, she really likes Pearl. So, anyway, Mia done left, and here Elena, honey, putting on those washing the dishes gloves, child. And she ended up washing the dishes. But anyway, so later on, Elena went by Mia's home. And of course, Mia up in there doing her little artistry work, honey. She getting high, child. She is smoking the ganja, child. And so here comes Elena just walking in because the door was unlocked. And so Mia was like, what are you doing up in my house? And Elena was like, listen, okay, I forgot to give you, the key. And, they were talking and they see this beautiful, beautiful artwork that, Mia had done. And, Elena, she was just taken back by it. And she was like, oh my God, you have done such a good job on this place. The place is looking great. And of course, Mia was like, yeah, okay. Thank you. I mean, when you get up at my house. But Elena wasn't finished yet. Elena let Mia know, said, listen, okay, I called that person that you put down as a reference, your last landlord. He don't know you. So before you rush me out your house, you got some explaining to do. And so, of course, Mia, she had to think of a lie real quick. And she says, listen, okay, I must have mixed up. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. So Elena knew, that someone right with that. Okay. Obviously, she's hiding something. So Elena made some baked goods and took it to that sheriff and said, listen, I need a background check on Mia. Okay. That's what I need for you to do. Okay. And just fax it over to my work. It'll be all good. So, of course, the sheriff was like, sure, I'll look into it. Give me the information. So, Elena done got the sheriff doing background check on Mia. All right, while Elena running around doing all that, we have Mia back at the house, with Izzy. Okay, of course, Izzy being the artist, being the angst teenager she is, of course, she's going to come to like, Mia. Mia is an artist herself. She's straightforward, and Mia has come to like Izzy. So she's making Izzy a grilled cheese. And she was like, how's school? How did school go? It's your first day. Of course, Izzy was like, it was hell. It was hell, okay? And I didn't like it. It was a piece of crap. And so Mia was like, well, listen, you ain't got to take it. How much you gonna take? All right? Stand up for yourself. All right? If you don't stand up for yourself, who will? Who's gonna stand up for you? Okay? You need to let them know real quick, fast, in a hurry. I'm not one to play with. So, of course, Easy eat that grilled cheese in the back of her mind thinking, I do need to stand up for myself, daggone it. I do. So, of course, here comes Pearl, here comes the rest of the kids, and there's Pearl seeing her mother being the house manager, and she's like, oh, Lord. Oh, my God. So she's feeling, awkward and, taken back, from watching her mother be a maid. Let's just put it how it is, okay? Who walks in, child? Bill. Honey, when Bill see Mia, he was like, oh, Lord, have mercy. I want some good brown sugar. He liked what he seen. That's just my observation. What did y'all think? Honey, he was startled. He was tripping over his tongue. He was nervous. And they talk about meatloaf. And he was like, oh my God, you put Ritz crackers in your meatloaf? Oh my God, I haven't seen that in 20 years. My mother used to do that. And so, of course, Mia was like, yes, I put crackers, in my meatloaf. Let me just tell y'all something, friends. Let me tell you what is great in a meatloaf. If you don't use Ritz crackers, I never heard of Ritz crackers in a meatloaf. Okay? Now, I have used breadcrumbs. But if you come across the crackers called chicken in a biscuit, here's a picture. Put those in your meatloaf. Y'all, I'm telling you, it changes the game. It changes it. It is so good. But hey, if you don't want to put them in the meatloaf, just eat them. Those are the best crackers, okay? With cheese, with soup, and just a little snack. Delicious, okay? But let's go back to what I need to, talk about. So anyway, of course, Mia sees this man, and honey, she was like, whatever, child. And he is like looking, and he's feeling some type of way. He's feeling a little nervous. He was like, oh my goodness, who is this woman? And so she was like, Pearl, come on, let's go. So it's dinner time at the Richardsons, and of course they are talking about, how the day went, and they're asking Easy how it went. Of course, Easy was like, it's fine, child, it's fine. And of course, Lexi, being the perfect daughter, the daughter who wants to go to Yale, she says that in order for her to go to Yale, she has to present an essay about how or what type of struggles she have had in her life. Now, we know good and doggone well, Lexi has not had any struggles. And of course, Elena, she was like, how dare them? How dare them ask you about struggles? We have provided for you. We made sure that we did everything we could so you wouldn't have struggle. Why should you be punished? I mean, it's not like you're a crackhead parent. Elena still don't get it, y'all. Okay. Elena still don't get it. And of course, she was like, maybe I should talk to someone. Maybe I should talk to someone. And of course, Lexi. She was like, maybe I could talk about this. Maybe I could talk about that. But anyway, Lexi is a trip, child. And so they bring up the delicious meatloaf. I mean, they are raving over Mia's Ritz cracker meatloaf. And of course, the husband sees that, Elena's feeling some type of way. He was like, oh, honey, your meatloaf is great, okay? Your meatloaf is better than hers. I'm like, child. So while the Richardsons are having a delicious meatloaf meal, we have Mia and Pearl at her job at a Chinese restaurant eating some, Chinese food. This is where we get introduced to Mia's co-worker, BeBe, okay? BeBe is a co-worker who has a chip on her shoulder and looks like she's a little sad, she has sad eyes, child. So Pearl is telling, her mama about how she cannot get into, algebra. She has to stay in geometry, and that guidance counselor was low-key racist, child. The guidance counselor kept bringing up Cleveland. The guidance counselor asked like I'm slow and dumb. And so, of course, Mia was like, this is ridiculous. Okay, don't they know how smart you are? Okay, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. So while she's talking to Pearl, she sees her coworker, BeBe, over there, you know, playing with the little baby. And she sees that her coworker gets upset and runs in the back. So she stops a conversation with Pearl, you know, right then and there. So she goes and she checks on her coworker. Her coworker is obviously upset. Obviously, it has something to do with, you know, a child. So Mia, she was like, listen, what's wrong? What got you crying? And she didn't want to say anything. And so Mia was like, listen, you can't work like this. I will finish your shift. You just head on home, which was very nice of Mia. And so later on, we have BeBe. BeBe showed up at Mia's home, okay? And she was like, listen, I just want to say thank you for, you know, taking my shift. And so Mia was like, don't worry about it. I got your tips for you. And so BeBe had brought over some Chinese food, child. And she was like, listen, you know, the reason why I was crying is because I had a daughter. And honey, that stopped Mia in her tracks. Mia said, look, I just worked your shift. I don't need to be knowing all your personal business. Here's your tips. You got to go. Mia did not want to hear anything about her daughter. You can see it all over Mia's face. Don't forget that little flashback at the beginning. Okay. So, all right, so it's the next day, and let's talk about so it's the next day. We are at the Richardson's, child. And of course, it's the same, you know, hustle, bustle, school, you know, all that type of, you know, crap. One thing about this show that I love is those little pieces that they put in. Okay, we hear Lexi talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Child, did y'all watch Buffy? Buffy was my show, y'all. I did not miss one episode of Buffy. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was everything. But anyway, so little things like that, and the music, and, you know, talking about Fiona Apple. I mean, just brilliant. Just great. Just great. So, of course, all the kids are in there getting ready for school. Here comes Pearl. Pearl had wrote a letter to the guidance counselor trying to, you know, explain to him why she should be moved from geometry to Algebra 2. So she was like, you know, Miss Richardson, would you read this? You know, you're a writer. And so Elena was like, of course, of course. So Elena is reading it. And, you know, Lexi's in the background, you know, feeling a certain type of way. Lexi is jealous of Pearl. So, Lena was like, oh no, this is unacceptable. Okay, they do this to the Cleveland kids. They do this to the minorities. They don't think that minorities should be in AP classes. They think that minorities should be in their remedial classes, sitting there in the back, hitting their head up against the wall. How dare them? So, of course, Elena, she ain't having that because she's pro-black. Okay? She is not going to have anybody talk about the African Americans of that school. So, we off to school, okay? And here Elena done went down, talked to the guidance counselor. Now, while she's talking to the guidance counselor, child, Easy is in her violin class, honey. And, honey, she done had enough because, you know, in the back of her mind, she is remembering what Mia told her. Mia said, you stand up for yourself. You stand for nothing, you fall for anything. And so Mia was like, and so Easy was like, not today. And so one of the mean girls had put a picture of Melissa Etheridge, which is a lesbian, in her folder. And so while she sees that, the girls are laughing. One of the other little clumsy girls that the teacher don't like, the teacher yells at her, belittles her, and honey child, Izzy stands up and said, listen here, I'm sick of you, heifer, okay? Don't nobody give a F about this class. Nobody give a F about this. You done broke the little thing. And all up in the teacher's face, and so the teacher was like, child, I'm about to take you up out of here. Izzy couldn't shine up in that class, child. Honey, Izzy is one for the books. I like Izzy. Don't get it wrong, I like Izzy. But, you know, Izzy has some things she needs to work out. So, as she was walking, you know, to the principal's office, here comes Elena coming out the guidance counselor office. She done took care of everything for Pearl. She was like, Izzy, what are you doing? What are you doing? So Izzy done got kicked out of school for the day. So Elena brought her to the office, and Elena's co-worker come in and said, listen, the fax machine is messed up. So your fax that you needed, I had it faxed over to your house. And so Elena was like, oh my God. Now remember, she had the officer do a background check on Mia. Mia's home. Okay? So of course Mia, she's up in the office at the Richardsons, and she sees where Elena had did a background check on her. And there's all kinds of mug shots. Black women, white women, child. And she was like, oh my God. Mia knew right then and there that Elena is hip to her. Okay, something is not right. All right, so it is the night of this book club, child. Okay, and so Mia, honey, she had that table spread together, didn't she? That table setting was on point. It looked lovely. Okay, so Elena comes home, and of course in the back of her mind she was like, Lord, I got to get this background check before Mia sees it. Too late. So she sees the beautiful table setting, and she has Mia go get some wine. She runs into the office, and she sees all these pictures. None of them was the person who was standing in front of her. None of them was that Mia. So here comes all her friends, these uppity women coming to this whack, book club, child. And they're reading the vagina monologues. And then there's this one uppity broad named Liz, honey, that you just want to headbutt. Liz knows everything. She knows about everybody's coochie. She knows about being a mother, even though she ain't a mother. Honey, she was annoying. She's that annoying, rich, knows everything, just a uppity, woman. All right, everything is condescending. Okay, so they're talking about this and talking about that, and child, she didn't like what Elena had to say about being a mother and being the vagina monologues, and how the vagina monologues was a little, too crude for, her taste, okay? And so here's Liz being flippant and mean and nasty, to Elena. But Elena, she can't combat it. She can't go back and forth with Liz. But guess who can? Mia. Honey, Mia just slid herself on into that conversation and let Liz have it, child. She broke it down real sweet, didn't she? Liz didn't know what to say. She was like, who is this black woman up in here scolding me? And of course, Elena, she appreciated that. She appreciated, Mia having her back. Okay. Now, while all this is going on, we have Moody and we have Pearl. Moody done brought some food over to Pearl, and they start talking. He goes snooping and being nosy, and he goes up in there and finds Mia's smoke pipe. Child, Moody and Pearl done got high, child. They done got high on the pipe. Okay? And so they start talking about the mothers and about the sets, and they're holding hands, and obviously Moody likes Pearl. Okay, so back at the house, the ladies have left, and we have Elena and Mia talking. They done had some wine, and listen, all right? Mia says, I need to talk to you. The gig is up, all right? I lied to you. The reason why I lied to you is I wanted, my last landlord, didn't work with me. I wanted to do a month-to-month basis, and the landlord said no. It was just all kinds of problems, and when you are a single black female mother, honey, Mia had to throw that in. She had to throw that in, of course. It's hard for people to rent to you. And of course, Elena was like, oh God, okay, don't even worry about it. Yes, I did your background check. Yes, I know, but, let's just have some wine. So they are eating Ritz crackers, and, they're getting, tipsy, and, it's all good, okay? Because Elena felt some type of way about Mia coming for her and, having her back, okay? Because, again, Elena is trying her hardest to have some type of friendship with Mia. I mean, she really wants Mia to be her friend, child. So they're talking about motherhood, and Elena is talking about that picture, that Mia had, drawn, and she was asking about that, and Mia was like, yes, it's a picture that a friend of mine, helped me with, okay? But when Mia was talking about that picture, she kind of had this kind of, not hostility, but some type of attitude about it, okay? So they're talking about that, and then, Elena is talking about how, being a mother is hard, and, Mia's relationship with Pearl. And so she starts talking about her relationship with Izzy. Okay, she didn't ever say Izzy's name, but that's who she's talking about. Honey, the trials and tribulations she is having with Izzy. And she was like, listen, it's like an apple. Okay. She said, when you see this apple, you just want to grab it. You just want to hold it. You cannot wait to touch it. You cannot wait to get this apple and just devour it. And seeds and all, and of course she's saying this, and there's tears, and she's upset, and she's just saying how much she loves this child, and whatever this child does, whatever she does, you just want to just eat her up, okay? And of course, Mia was like, I understand, okay? I understand exactly what you're saying, seeds and all. And of course, everything was good. They should have just left it like that. They are bonding. Mothers are bonding. Even, Elena was like, you did such a good job with Pearl. Such a good job with Pearl. But no, couldn't leave it like that. Here comes, Elena bringing up the trials and tribulations of Pearl in this freaking math class. And so she talks about the math class and how, Pearl came to her and how she had wrote a letter and all this. And of course, Mia was like, you got to be kidding me. She come to you before she come to me, or she come to you at all. Okay, I'm her mother. I can deal with this. Of course, she's not telling Elena this. You can just see it all over her face that she's disappointed in Pearl going to Elena about something that, as a mother, Mia should have handled. So Mia was like, listen, I gotta go, girl. Okay, I gotta go. I done drunk too much. Let me get out of here before I bust you in your face. So Mia leaves. She gets home. There's Pearl, okay? And so Mia asks Pearl about the class. And so Pearl says, don't worry about it. I took care of it. The look on Mia's face, because Mia knew that Pearl done lied to her. Okay. Yeah, Pearl told somewhat of a black lie. Okay. Pearl took care of it, but Pearl didn't tell her that she went to Elena. And Elena technically took care of it. So anyway, we're at the school, and, Pearl, she goes to her Algebra 2 class. Well, guess who she sat beside? Trip. Was it really about moving from geometry to Algebra 2? Was it really about that? Or was it because she knew Trip was in that class? Let's not forget, Moody has a crush on Pearl. Alright, so let's finish this up. We have Mia. She's at work. She's outside talking to BeBe. BeBe out there smoking, child. And so Mia was like, listen, what happened to your daughter? Now, I know I didn't want to talk about it then, but I want to talk about it now. What happened to your daughter? And BeBe looks at her and it goes off. So, next episode, we're going to find out what happened to BeBe's daughter. And honey, if it's anything... Anyway, that's it, friends. That's it. Let's not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, friends, bye.